Now, many people choose to recycle as a way of living a greener life. But you probably don't know that once your unwanted plastic leaves your doorstep, most of it ends up in China. A Sky News investigation has uncovered mountains of Britain's waste dumped in the town of Lanzhou, where it pays the wages of poor workers who risk their lives to earn a living. Sky's Holly Williams reports.
This is Lianjiao, a Chinese town that you've never heard of, but the locals here know a lot about you. They scavenge on plastic waste shipped here from Britain and the rest of the world, shredding it apart and melting it down to be used again. The workers in Lianjiao earn £50 a month. It's a living for these poor farmers. The problem is they also take home a toxic dose of pollution. The plastic they melt down gives off fumes that can cause lung disease. Poisonous clouds of it hang over the town. Chemical waste pours directly into Lianjiao's water supply. The rivers have turned to stagnant sludge. Children grow up here playing amongst the filth. In this yard we found a container load of waste just off the boat from Britain. This is truly a globalised rubbish dump.
In your country, you're well off, so you don't do this work. We're poor here and it's hard to find a job, so we do it.
The factory bosses in Lianjiao weren't so friendly. They're worried that if the world finds out about this festering town, they'll stop shipping their rubbish here. They threw us out, but on the street we found yet another consignment of British waste.
This is Sainsbury's semi-skimmed milk. This is strawberries from Tesco here. Tesco strawberries. And actually look here, there's this is a plastic bag from Asda. I don't know if you can see that or not. And this is somebody's mail. This is Mr. P. Potier from Sevenoaks in Kent. His mail has ended up in China.
This is where that piece of junk mail was first thrown away, the dustbin outside Peter Potier's cottage in Sevenoaks. We went there to track him down. He and his young family are committed recyclers, shocked that their best efforts are hurting others.
My first reaction was just a bit lost for words. You know, I do my bit, we do our bit to make sure we separate the recycling, we put it out in the rubbish bin in the appropriate ways. And I guess what goes along with that is that if you're keeping up your end of the bargain, then the authorities that are responsible for doing the recycling are keeping up their end of the bargain. And I wasn't expecting that it would end up in China in a toxic waste dump.
Plastic waste is now one of Britain's biggest exports to China.
Container ships arrive in Britain from China loaded with consumer goods. Many of them then go back to China packed full of British waste. It's a trade that's completely legal. The government even licenses companies to export this country's rubbish to the Far East.
But it doesn't have to be this way. British waste could be recycled safely at home. Lee Attlee runs a plastic recycling plant in the Cotswolds, built to the highest environmental standards.
We need to have our own infrastructure in this country capable of recycling everything that we're producing as waste. And we are producing more and more waste every year.
But for now, it's simply cheaper to ship our problem to China, and it's the people of Lianjiao who are suffering the consequences. Holly Williams, Sky News.